Hello everyone, and welcome to today's live at the waterhole, or waterholes should we say. It's Friday the 27th of June, it's 12:30 here in sunny South Africa. My name is Kelly and I'm going to be with you for the next couple of hours to see what we can see. Fabulous start here at Oldonyo here in Kenya. Lovely big group of elephant bulls. Seems fairly peaceful for now. Let's see what develops. So please do remember, we are completely live. Completely live as per the camera swap that we just experienced. We've gone over to Safari Hook while we just see if we can get Oldonyo's cameras back. Evidence that we are completely live and fully interactive, and we love to hear from everyone wherever you may be in the world. We look forward to hearing your questions, your comments, your thoughts. Very important part of the show for me, certainly, is hearing from everyone that has joined us today. You are all very, very welcome. You are most welcome to join the conversation on X using the hashtag WildEarth, or you can scan the QR code that you can see there on your screen. Another large group of elephants here at Safari Hook in Namibia. This time of year it's all about the waterholes. And we do often see lots of activity here. These drier winter months often produce fantastic sightings at waterholes and pans. I did make a deal with myself recently that I was going to spend more time sitting and waiting and less time searching. Because often I found that is when the magic happens. Some kind of melon, brilliant name. Happy Friday to you too. You're hoping that One Ton is in a better mood today. Yeah, that was exciting stuff yesterday. I think we managed to conclude that there wasn't a stab injury on Floppy Ear, shall we call him. That is not his name. I have just called him that because he has a floppy ear. There was a hard bump from the magnificent One Ton yesterday. Some kind of melon though, to be honest. I think he was within his rights. Mr. Floppy Ear was how can I phrase it? Giving it the big one a little bit. He was asking the other elephants there to back off, most of which did. But Mr. One Ton said, "No, I'm going to be staying here. Thank you very much." And Mr. Floppy Ear did not concede, if we can put it that way. And as a result, he got a bit of a bump from Mr. One Ton. I think we're just going to start this camera here, so we're going to pop over to the hide quickly, see what we've got there. Leave these elephants for now, but I'm sure we will be seeing more elephants throughout the show. But yeah, I think honestly, Mr. One Ton was he sent a clear, relatively fair message yesterday. Hello, hippo. Oh, I couldn't work out what that was. That was I thought there was a bump. It's an oxpecker there on that hippo, reclining in the shade. Mr. Elemental, g'day. G'day back to you. It's an early evening there in Perth in Western Australia. Thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Elemental. Always a pleasure to have you on board. Mercedes Bean 9536 Mercedes Bean. I don't normally recall your number at the end of your name, but great addition. Greetings, Wild Earth crew and chatters. Happy Friday from CA. Happy chatters to you too, Mercedes Bean. You are most welcome. There's been lots of, certainly yesterday, there was lots of hippos out of the water. And this time of year, as we've said, water levels do drop. It does change the behaviour of lots of the animals. Waterholes and pans become puddles, and it can cause quite a lot of water pressure, or resource pressure, should we say, on a lot of the animals. And this is one of the things that does prompt exciting interactions, especially at water. Hippos very water dependent. But maybe I'm not sure of the layout here, what sort of water resources there are. But as we know, hippos, even when there is good water, they will sometimes come out and bask during the day. I know from personal experience, you do, especially hippo behaviour does change and adapt as water levels reduce. Fortunately, it wasn't me, but somewhere I used to work. I see there's still lots of water there. This hippo's just having a sunbathe. Hippos will tend to come out of the water earlier, stay out later if they're having to travel further to graze at night time. And there was one particular hippo that took to resting in a drainage line where I used to work. Someone learned this the hard way while they were on a walk. Beautiful grey heron there. There's a grey heron, I think. Having a drink. I think someone was asking yesterday, do eagles get enough moisture from what they eat, or do they drink regularly? That heron, obviously regularly feeding on fish, high water content, also having a drink.
Join me, Andrew Wistenholm, for an indescribable 6-night stay in the beautiful Albany of the Eastern Cape at Amakhala Game Reserve. Now, this trip is going to be action-packed with a lot of storytelling, adventure, as well as the opportunity to make everlasting memories. We'll be exploring the best of Amakhala by staying at 2 luxury lodges, which will be the perfect blend of comfort as well as wilderness. Book your spot today and let's get ready to explore the wild beauty of Amakhala.
My full name is Cedric Leslie Dold. The best driver at Wild Earth, it is me. I believe I'm the best driver. I think so, because I've... best part of my job, I say, is just to try and look out for these animals, track them down. I love tracking animals. I love looking for, fresh tracks, and if you can find them, it's just at the moment of accomplishment. If I wasn't a presenter for Wild Earth, I would be the drummer for AC/DC.
Safari, wine, and waterfalls. The ultimate African adventure. Sip South Africa's finest wines. Experience a world-class safari among Africa's iconic wildlife. And stand in front of Victoria Falls, one of the natural wonders of the world. All this can be yours with Wild Earth Travel, where Africa comes alive.
Maybe that's the demise of that lion, and then they show up and they've obviously had a good meal, a good drink, a good rest, and they're looking excellent again. But nature has to do that. It has to be resilient, or it just doesn't survive. But this is not a massive body of water for this hippo, and they will get very, very defensive if they have found a spot with some water in. Like, I would not particularly want to crest that hill on foot. Although I have spoken to a very experienced trails guide, and they said they have never experienced, once, they said in something like 10,000 hours had they experienced a hippo coming out of the water in defensiveness. But I still wouldn't. That hippo is going to be feeling a little bit of strain, although he's fine in there. He's covered. Well, most of him's covered. Him, her, him, I assume. So Rosie's pan here at Oliphants West, just up the road from me. I was actually just saying this morning, I'm really enjoying winter this year. The colours and the light and the cool air, and everywhere is looking quite stark, barren, but I'm enjoying it at the moment. Jackie, you're asking who would win a fight between a hippo and an elephant? Adult elephant, elephant all the way. If it was a younger elephant, or an elephant that was stuck in mud in a hippo's territory, oh no, still it's almost always going to be almost always going to be the elephant. Elephant's the king of the jungle, king of the bush. I'm not suggesting that if this hippo went to chase these elephants, maybe the elephants would move away. No one wants to be chased by a hippo, but if it was a real to the death, I'm probably going to say elephant wins. Well, we do often see slightly heated interactions at water. Not always. Under times of stress and times of pressure, no one wants to expend any more energy than is necessary. Nice, gentle looks at this stage, although things can cease to be gentle quite quickly. Spas, you're asking, how does hipposudoric acid protect hippo's skin from sunlight? It's a little bit, the understanding of it is a little bit limited, to be honest, Spas. It's believed that they've got hipposudoric acid contains antioxidant properties, anti-inflammatory properties, I would assume I think it's based on a fatty acid compounds, so it could be that it's just a protective layer as well. To give you any more than that, I would probably need to go up and do some additional research around the actual active components of hipposadoic acid spas and exactly the chemical composition of how it protects the skin. But I think it's anti-inflammatory, a few other properties. Okay, our elephants are on their way for the day by the looks of it. Let's go over to Shalati Sunrise. I haven't seen that camera for a while actually. I'll be very interested to see what's happening here and what action we have across at Shalati. Oh, we've got a lovely big crocodile at Shalati. Also out basking today. I'm sure the cooler air and cooler temperatures has an impact on the thermoregulation decisions of these reptiles, and I would assume probably of that hippo as well. Water does conduct heat faster than air, so maybe in water, out water practices adjust depending on water temperatures, depending on air temperatures. I know I would definitely be more likely to be found in water in the hot summer months, certainly around the Kruger area. Then, like, I'm not going to go and sit in water today because it'll be cold, if I'm honest. I think it's not cold, not in comparison to lots of countries. Or just my phone is currently telling me the temperature here today is 24 degrees, which is a lovely summer's day in England. But yeah, I'm not going swimming today. Let's put it that way. Sandy Franklin 69. Good morning, good afternoon, good morning to you too. It's good to be back, Sandy Franklin 69. Thank you very much for checking in. You are always most welcome, as is everyone, to join in the conversations here we have around the waterholes.
hyenas love bathing.
If you love watching Wild Earth, here's a little tip. Become a member. You can gain access to the channel ad-free, you can rewind and re-watch sightings, and you can join our Tuesday live safaris. There's also behind the scenes videos, fireside chats, and every Safari Live episode, whenever you want it. It's just a better way to stay connected to nature.
Decisions upon that dribbling urine, because as we all know, elephant balls in musk can sometimes, not always, be more aggressive is a little bit unfair, I think. They're just in a slightly altered or heightened emotional state, which could impact or change their normal behaviour patterns. See, Mr. Floppy here is not currently present. See, this is so cool that Wonton's here. This is the first, or yesterday was actually the first time I'd seen him live on these cameras. There's a very reticent warthog at the back there, just to the right of old Wonton, and yeah, I would probably also be. Yeah. Although we had all those zebra here yesterday, they were desperate for a drink. Yeah, I think probably Wonton is still wet. They will often. Yeah, sorry, I just actually noticed that feed did break up a little bit. It is just a slight problem we've got here on the camera, so apologies for that. It looked like he was dusting. Yeah, it's nice though. This is super cool. That's actually really nice. We're dusting in slow motion. I think old Wonton is probably still wet. Elephants will often dust themselves after they've had a good splash. Oh, I can't wait to see if yesterday's recipient of a good hard shove is going to make an appearance. I think we're just bopping over to Jackie's Sabi house here. We were struggling with that camera there. But nice to see he is indeed still present. Yesterday was the first time I'd actually seen Wonton, so great that he seems to be hanging around the area. But that's again, often that could be due to water and resources. Animals will go where the resources are, whether those resources are breeding or food or water. That is how all animals make their decisions on meeting their needs and fulfilling their requirements. See, also quite breezy there at Jackie's Sabi house in the renowned Sabi Sands Game Reserve. Still excellent water available here. Oh look, there's a hippo in the background. I didn't see him. I think, wasn't this where there was a little family of hippos, or a little group of hippos that were often quite playful? Oh no, wait, wasn't there? Was it here that there was a brand new baby? And I remember seeing. I'm sure. Can anyone help me out that's watching? I'm sure I remember seeing where was it? It was a mother with a very, very young hippo, and she was almost trapping it in a pen of branches. Not trapping it in a pen. There was overhanging trees, I think, over on the right hand side, and she was almost corralling. Is that a word? Corralling it in these branches to. We worked out that it might have been to keep it safe. Can any of our regulars remind me if that's where this was? Oh, we've got apparently an ibis at Qua Maritano. I'm grabbing my bird book in readiness to see if we can double check what this ibis is. Oh, it's a hardidar, I think. Oh, I sound disappointed. That's sad. I don't mean to sound disappointed if it is a hardidar. Hardidar ibis are, of course, the songstresses. Songstresses? I don't think that's a word either. Songstresses of the bush with their delightful calls. Songstresses. It's been agreed that we can use that as a word. Songstresses, singers. Vocalists. There we go. That's a word. I can't even. Let me see if I can play you this call, but I'll need, just in case anyone does not know, if this is indeed a hardidar ibis. I'm fairly sure it is. Oh no, I can't play it. Oh yes, I can. No, I can't. Anyone that's spent time in Johannesburg will know the call of the hardidar extremely well. I'm not going to do an impression. Well, I will do an impression if I can get 5 different people asking me for an impression of a hardidar ibis. I will do so. Well done on FC on IDing this as an ibis. I would definitely do a second take on it. So your birding is exceptional. Pilanesberg National Park. I've never actually been to Pilanesberg National Park. I've been past it quite a few times, but I've never been in there. But there's just so many cameras now. It's so exciting that we can go to so many different locations at the. I assume at the flick of a button. Kaz, you're saying you love them, they remind you of home. They are very iconic birds here, certainly in South Africa. I'm starting to panic now in case people ask me for a hardidar ibis impression. I can't actually remember. Oh, that would be a really bad impression. I'm trying to think in my head exactly what they sound like. It's a fairly peaceful day today everywhere. Everyone is very relaxed. Just vibing. We've got hippos sleeping. We've got ibis nestled there. I would assume on the edge of some water somewhere. Spas, you're asking for an impression of a hardy-dart ibis. Well, that's one person that asked. If we can get another 4, then I will indeed attempt an ibis impression. Oh yes, there we go. It's definitely a hardy-dart there. I know some of the people that do the show do have a far superior bird impression skill set to mine. Oh dear, that's another one. Mr. Elemental, go on Kelly, give us an impression please, don't be shy. We can gladly go and have a look at the hippo out of the water at Jackie's. So we've got 2 people on now. Excellent. Yes, this is the hippo I saw earlier, but I'm sure it was in those trees over there on the right. I'm sure there was a female with a little one, and she sort of ushered it safely into the tree line. And we believed there was maybe a decent sized crocodile around. See, now this is interesting. That hippo is also just kind of standing there. I was very confused at the other camera we saw yesterday. There was lots of hippos just like standing there. And this hippo's doing the same. Oh dear, old punkster is also saying, go on Kelly, so that's 3 requests for a hardy-dart ibis impression. I'm panicking because I can't actually remember like exactly what they sound like. I'm trying to work out why these... Now, thank you for that tip in my ear, FC. They do sound a little bit like that, but that was more sliding towards a grey go-away bird, and that's what my head is telling me they sound like as well, but they don't. And I can't, oh no, I've had 5 shouts for a hardy-dart ibis impression. Spas, Mr. Elemental, old punkster, Sandy Franklin 69, asking Kelly, you can do it. Altsy Life, a Salty Life 4003, hardy-dart impression is needed. Who else there? Definitely Tracy and Misty here. Okay, that's 2. Go on, hardy-dart ibis impression. We all want to hear it. Okay, well, I wanted to try and check what they sound like before I tried it, but I can't because I've got my ear things plugged into somewhere. So I won't do it right against the mic because but I'm going to try properly. Let me move it. Let me move it back a bit. That was actually better than I thought it was going to be. So if that hurt anyone's ears, I apologise, but you asked for it, so that's what happened. There's someone else in this house, and I don't know if they're watching the show, and I'm just wondering if they may pass comment on my hardy-dart ibis impression. They have indeed just passed comment on my hardy-dart ibis impression. Oh dear. So yeah, apologies if you weren't expecting that, but I won't be doing it again. so you can all turn your volumes back up should you wish to. Okay, let's go back to pondering this hippo behaviour. Someone has just sent me a message and said, "What on earth are you doing?" But thank you, Kaz. I'm glad you found it amusing. I'm not normally one for impressions, but if the people talk, then if the people want it, then that's what the people get. Tracy, I'm so sorry I upset Misty. I should have maybe given more of a trigger warning before I did it. So I apologise if that upset anyone. It won't be happening again. Certainly not in this show. So anyway, this hippo behaviour. Okay, I didn't quite catch that camera, FC, but we are welcome to go to some more elephants somewhere. I think we are still struggling with the Aldonio camera, unfortunately. No, here we are. Aldonio. Excellent. But this is... okay. I'm interested in this interaction. They're little elephants.
My name is Amy, and today we're going to be doing things a little bit differently.
South Africa's wild places are closer than you think, because Federal Airlines brings them to you. From the calm of our FedAir lounge to the smooth boarding of our trusted fleet, we take care of the journey so you can enjoy the adventure. Our flights go beyond the ordinary, connecting you to South Africa's most remote and extraordinary locations. Federal Airlines, your gateway to the South African wild.
I get to wake up every morning and go out there and look for cats. I get to create my everyday safari for myself. I grew up in the sort of central eastern suburbs of Johannesburg, fully qualified trails guide and a fully qualified nature conservationist. I love the wild places. I love being in the wilderness. It's probably one of the best jobs I've ever had and probably ever could have.
Step into the heart of Africa from the comfort of your home.
Female leopard tracks over here.
Join our expert guides for a live 3-hour safari where every moment is real, unscripted, and unforgettable. Ask questions.
Animals rely on their senses.
Share your thoughts and be part of the experience as we explore together. Safari Live.
Herd, and the other males are just absolutely massive. This young boy facing us there has got beautiful, straight, even, level. They look like AI tusks. Oh, look! You can see one ton's tusks arrived long before he did. Look how perfectly straight those. Straight and even and level. I know around the Kruger area, I'm sure they probably do the same here. They do start to monitor. They're called emerging tuskers. I'm not entirely sure of the criteria of when a elephant would be deemed to be an emerging tusker. I assume it's just experts looking at the tusks and Oh, I feel terrible now. A Salty Life 4003, brilliant. I upset your cat. Marinda Muzz, your African grey parrot, also had an identity crisis. Oh, okay, as long as I didn't upset your African grey parrot. But your African grey parrot impersonates Hardy Eyes. I'm really sorry. On reflection, I probably should have given everyone a sort of 10-second warning that I was going to make a ridiculous noise, so I didn't upset either any humans or any animals in the making of that noise. So I apologise profusely if I did upset any of your animals in your household. That goes against everything I believe and stand for. So yeah, I apologise if I upset anyone's pets doing that. Now, the zebras are on their way, and I was stunned yesterday by how desperately thirsty those zebras must have been. There was a huge group there, and they were all grabbing a drink while they were surrounded by all these massive elephants. Oh, look at this glorious little male here, though, with his trunk up in the air. I know they're not quite completely level, are they, those tusks? But maybe there's a different, slightly adapted social structure or something here, whereby the boys will join the boys when they're a bit younger or something. As I always say, you know, people ask questions and people that say, oh no, that would never happen, or oh no, this happens all the time. It's wrong. Nature and science do not necessarily read the journals, and there's often no right or wrong either around social structure or developmental stages. Often prove things wrong, and I feel like I spend a lot of my time when I'm doing this going, oh, well, it depends on this, and you know, you need to consider that. And the longer around most of us are, the more we... Ah, look. Is he saying hi to old One Ton? This is a seriously large gathering of elephants, as in there's lots of large elephants in one area. And look how peaceful Emojis is. Other than that, you know, we had that one standoff yesterday. Generally all so amicable. I tell you what I would like everyone's opinion on. I've had this discussion with several groups of people, friend groups and industry groups. Do we think male elephants recognise their offspring? I did a little bit of reading around it, and I never sort of reached I never sort of reached a conclusion. But anyone that's with us today online, because the way that younger elephant sort of reached its trunk up to 1 ton, I see things like that, and it makes me wonder. But I would love your thoughts and opinions. Free Spirit 2025. You've seen this smaller elephant before. He definitely sticks out in the group. Yes, he's very recognisable, that small one. If nothing else, for the beautiful uniformity and structure of those developing tusks. But yeah, I would love everyone's opinions. Do male elephants recognise their offspring? We know lions and lots of other animals do, but male elephants, they're wide roaming. They don't stick with the same herds, and it often makes me wonder. I know lots of animals will recognise their offspring by the scent of the mother or that sort of thing, but I don't know the answer, but it's an interesting discussion topic, I think. Liverpool bird, what a wonderful gathering of tuskers. Oh, and you thought my bird impression was great. Excellent, thank you very much, Liverpool bird. I'm not normally one for doing impressions and making silly noises. I don't make a habit of it, but if I am going to do anything ridiculous that may upset household pets in the future, I will maybe give a 10-second countdown so people can turn their volumes down. My essay, good day to you too. Looks like the elephants are behaving today. Fun at the waterhole. Lovely. This is indeed a large gathering of large elephants with two little okies in the middle. That's confusing me a bit. Maybe this is like, oh no, I'm going to say something random now. I shouldn't do this when I'm live. Some sort of like a, no, I'm not going to say it. It almost looks like an initiation or a meeting or something with it. See those two little ones in the middle, and then all these big tuskers around them, around the edges. I've never heard anything of the sort that even remotely suggests that this could be a thing in elephant society. I know, obviously breeding herds will gather around smaller calves if there's a threat and that sort of thing. But those two smaller ones in the middle, surrounded by those big tuskers, including the magnificent 1 ton. That little one in the middle is almost like, he looks like a perfect elephant. He looks like he's been generated by AI or something. He certainly hasn't. Anyone that is watching this, we are 100% live and un-AI'd. Kim Fastino, a 7919. This is an incredible gathering. You're also truly amazed by this gathering. Me too. Picasso, you don't think elephant bulls recognise their offspring? Why would they? I don't know. I don't know the answer to it. I don't know either. Look at that little one interacting. I don't think it's a camera's perspective. I think that small one is right close to 1 ton there. Kaz, you think they're trying to play Ring a Roses? Oh, zebra, I wouldn't if I were you. Look at all those legs under the elephant. Trixie Rose. I think I'm going to stop saying everyone's numbers because I never know whether or not to say Trixie Rose 3266 or so. I think I'm just going to call you Trixie Rose now. Friday at the waterhole after work, indeed. Friday afternoon at the pub. Yes, I agree. I'm going to cease to call out people's numbers. But this looks like this is more than a drink to me. This is a moment. So look at those two little ones, nose to tail. I thought that elephant was going to hold that other one's tail then for a second. I've only ever seen elephants do that once in my entire career. All these cartoons and things that have elephants walking along holding each other's tails. This is not just a drink. This is communication.
Katika mwanga wa mwezi, kivuli hutembea, mrembo mweusi anayepotea, macho yake ni taa, gizani huwaka, fuvu la msitu, malkia anayejificha.
What does it take to handle the wild? Balance. Determination. Focus.
Yaku!
And gear that can take a beating so you don't have to.
Best sighting I've presented, I found myself with wild dogs. We chased the dogs around, chased them around. They ate an impala, we got the end of that. Then another impala went into Gowrie Dam down the road there, and the wild dogs went around. Eventually the impala came close to the bank. One wild dog went and grabbed it and then just pulled it out and just did what wild dogs do. It was an emotional experience, but it was very, very special.
Wildlife lady, you're saying whatever it is, not a mother's meeting. It sure is wonderful and amazing to watch. It is. All these ginormous, powerful, majestic elephant bulls just being together. That's what it looks like to me. They're just being together. Is one of these smaller ones going to come out of the water? I've actually just sent the link to today's show to one of my tutors. I'm doing a animal behaviour based event. I'm going on a workshop in August, and it's applying lots of the things that I've learned about animal emotionality and behaviour that I've practiced on companion animals, and we're going to work with captive wildlife using the same techniques. I'm super excited, and I think it's the last day of this workshop. He's actually working with elephants and watching body language, assessing their mood, that sort of thing. I've never, to bring the two skill sets together is super exciting. I'm really looking forward to it, and I've actually I'm guessing what's going on here, and I've actually just sent the link to the show to her to see if she's got any thoughts on what's happening here. It just I don't know, it just looks to me like there's more going on here than a few elephants standing around having a drink. See, I'm desperately trying not to anthropomorphisize or imagine things that aren't there. I'm trying to keep my science brain on, but it almost looks like to me they're like the little ones are in the middle and everyone is imparting wisdom to them or something. Possibly an utterly ridiculous thing to say. With zero scientific backing, so please no one quote me on it or anything like that. I'm literally I'm just trying to interpret what I see, but yeah, zero science backing. I have no idea if that's what's happening here. Anyone or any elephant experts that are watching or have joined us online, I would love to get more insight into this, or maybe they all are just like standing there because they've got nothing better to do. Definitely one of my, I've had lots of memorable elephant sightings, but one of the most memorable was when I saw a gathering of elephants around a juvenile that had died on our property, and there was actually lions feeding on the carcass, sadly. And a herd of elephants crossed. Is Floppy here coming to disturb the peace? Let's see. Is this Floppy here? So that one that's walking across to the right. Let's see if he's got a bent ear on the other side. I would be unsurprised if he has. Oh no, he hasn't. And they crossed the river, walked up the bank, up across the road, stood around this carcass in complete silence for 4 or 5 minutes. Turned, walked back down the bank, back across the river and left. It was very moving. Jonathan Smith. Are all the elephants playing nice today? No more jump scares. Not yet, no. But I haven't seen that floppy-eared male here. So it could be that he was the cause of yesterday's. Well, he was the cause of yesterday's excitement, but he's not currently present. I thought that might have been him turning up just then. But no, Jonathan Smith, it all seems nice and peaceful. Penelope Kenyon, hello. You've never seen so many elephants here. No, me neither. But so many big elephants in one place. I think I did once see I once counted like 12 or 14 bulls up in Pafuri somewhere. But they were sort of doing stuff. I find it very interesting that they're just standing here with the little one in the middle. Jonathan Smith, behave, floppy ear. We're watching you. We are indeed watching you. See, where's that other young one gone? Has he got out and he's standing at the side now? See, look, this Oki with the chunk out of his ear and one tusk, totally relaxed. Casual saying it must be hot as they're moving their ears a lot. They're fanning those ears, but I found elephants fan their ears a lot. Let's actually have a look and see what the temperature is up here at Oldonyo in Kenya. It says it's 17 degrees, which is actually pretty cool. Could be to help with flies. Herbert, you are concurring. You must admit that most of these elephant bulls have good tusks. Indeed they do. There's some serious kilogrammage of tusk here. See, this young one is going round all of the older bulls. We know elephants communicate. We know that younger bulls will often join older bulls to learn how to elephant bull. They're called askaris, so sort of soldiers. There'll often be a big older bull in a group and 2 or 3 younger animals. But this just sort of looks more structured to me or something. fascinating interaction here at Aldonia with these big males, with these two younger males. Nice and calm and peaceful today. But let's leave these boys to whatever it is they may be doing, we may never know, and go across to Safari Hook over there in Namibia. This is a slightly more standard image of what I would expect, a lone elephant bull having a drink, which is a fairly common thing to see. They wander on their own for long periods of time. Sometimes they will pick up the scent of breeding herds, or they bump into breeding herds and sometimes follow them, but as a rule they tend to be quite happy just on their own, eating their food. I do feel like we're seeing a lot of just sort of standing around. Maybe conserving, a lot of these animals are conserving energy as food availability is reducing because of the season. They're conserving that energy rather.
Now this leopard that we're looking at is known by the name of Hlalamba.
The Wild Earth Impact Foundation is a non-profit that uses the power of wildlife storytelling as a force for good. We create sustainable development projects that showcase conservation stories, empower people, and inspire environmental action. As a registered South African PBO, you can make a tax-deductible donation to the Wild Earth Impact Foundation. To find out more, visit our website. Join our expert guides at dawn for a live, immersive safari as the bush comes to life.
Found ourselves a chameleon, and look how he's changed color.
Every sunrise brings new discoveries.
Pound for pound, a leopard is one of the strongest cats around.
Ask questions, share your thoughts, and connect with nature live and in real time.
Great excitement, great happiness.
Start your day with adventure.
How cool is this?
They don't store food like I'm trying to think, do camels actually store food, or is that water? It's more fat in those humps, I think. Energy, let's call it energy. A build-up of resources that they obtain in the summer to get them through the much leaner winter months. And like we saw the zebra yesterday as well, Karen, they were feeding on grass. So while the grass is dry, it's in the same way as we feed horses hay, which is dried grass. There is still some nutrition in there. I feel like it's a bit of a, I feel like it should be a Sunday afternoon today. Everyone's very peaceful. I think let's leave this nice, relaxed, big old boy. He might be here a while, just chilling by the water's edge. Let's go across Toonalady Dam. I think we've got even more elephants. It's definitely an elephant kind of day. Another gathering. And again, all based around water. I have seen it here before, where there's little ones that struggle to reach up into the top there. Can this little egg? No, he's big enough. Up you go. It definitely does make a difference. 2 sightings, in my opinion, because of the gathering around water, but also the bush is reduced, the grass isn't as thick, the trees aren't as thick. The trees aren't as green and leafy, and visibility is better this time of the year. Hey, look, that little one's climbing right up there. Girlie. Hi. Well, if that wasn't an elephant close-up, I don't know what is. Duncan, you're asking how old do I think the youngest calf there is? He's gone now, but that small one that was reaching up, maybe 6 months, a year. I'd like to see him again, stood next to her. Is that him coming through there? That little one there, Duncan, I think that one's probably the smallest one. 8 months? Something like that. He's stable on his legs. He's strong enough to stand up, and he was reaching over the wall there. He had semi-decent control of his trunk. So maybe not quite a year, but probably not far off. I go, oh no, hold on, he's got tusks. Oh no, that's a different one. Oh, there's a smaller one in there. Oh, there's just lots of little trunks. They say we normally start seeing elephant tusks when they get to about 2 years. But again, it depends on genetics and resources and lots of other things. So as a rule, if they haven't got tusks, they're definitely under 2. I normally go on, you can't always even go on size. That can be genetics and resources and everything else that goes with it. So I'd go on sort of mobility and strength and trunk control, that sort of thing. I did read something somewhere once that said if they could fit under their mother's tummy, they're under a year old. I don't know how scientifically confirmed that is. See that? I mean, that small one that's just walked away there, there's no way that would fit under mum's tummy, so maybe it's... I can't work out who's who, Duncan. The smallest of those two, maybe a year and a bit, something like that. Jonathan Smith, you've been wondering, are these waterholes maintained and kept full with pipes? If so, how do the elephants practice their water finding techniques? That's an excellent question. It depends on the reserve. We've got lots of different cameras, lots of reserves will have different management strategy. This one here with the full like feeder tank, if you want to call it that. Yes, 100% maintained with water. And I think it's not necessarily... I think an elephant's ability to find water is probably innate. It's ingrained and genetic rather than... there might be an element of learning in there, but elephants, remember, they do teach each other skills as well. But there are many reserves. It tends to be if there are animals in an any way managed reserve, then it would be highly unethical to have animals in an area with no water availability for them. That's abuse, really. So no different to if you've got in my opinion, if you've got a dog in an area, if you close them in an area, then they have to have access to fresh water at all times. Bigger scale, but if there are any animals present in any area that has been impacted in any way by humans, then water has to be provided. There's been lots of debate around how much water is the right amount of water, how much is too much, how much is too little. But things like that, you can see a built structure that contains the water, so yes, that is definitely managed. Karen, you're wondering, do elephants get arthritis? What a brilliant question. Domestic dogs get arthritis. What even is arthritis? A swelling of the joints, a degeneration of joints? I don't even know. Oh, sorry to interrupt you. It is an inflammation of the joints. I was right. Swelling, stiffness. I've got no idea, Karen. Would we know? How would we know? Arthritis means movement is slower. Do old elephants start moving more slowly than young elephants? Quite possibly. I don't know, Karen. If you forced me to say one way or the other, without me cheating and going away and checking somewhere, I would say yes. A joint is a joint is a joint, and they can get old and degenerate. But I'm not sure. Jonathan Smith, it's a pleasure.
Join me, Danielle Carstens, in Mashatu, Botswana's land of giants. With over 1,000 elephants, leopards in nyala berry trees, and exclusive access to photographic hides, this is a wildlife photographer's paradise. I'll be there photo guiding you throughout, providing hands-on training and tips. Let's capture striking images together in one of Africa's most rewarding reserves. I would love for you to join me.
My full name is Mpho Muthusi Tikani. I grew up in Soweto. My first animal that I filmed said dog. Okay, no, wait. My first animal that I filmed, I think it was an impala. Best sighting ever, I would say it was actually this year, 2024. But it was this Cedric when we had Mulwati and TP on a warthog kill. I think we have to cut it.
Join our expert guides at dawn for a live, immersive safari as the bush comes to life.
Found ourselves a chameleon, and look how he's changed color.
Every sunrise brings new discoveries.
Pound for pound, a leopard is one of the strongest cats around.
Ask questions, share your thoughts, and connect with nature live and in real time.
Great excitement, great happiness.
Start your day with adventure. Are you ready for the adventure of a lifetime? Wild Earth Travel's newsletter is your passport to a magical journey. Explore exclusive travel options featuring special offers at stunning Wild Earth locations and all hosted by your favorite presenters. Don't miss out. Head over to our website and subscribe to the Wild Earth Travel newsletter today and stay in the know on all our unforgettable adventures. Wild Earth Travel, where Africa comes alive.
It turns out that elephants have been recorded suckling until they're 10. So it's kind of, I mean, is this controversial to talk about? No, not really. With humans, some babies will breastfeed for longer, some babies will breastfeed for shorter. Some mothers choose to breastfeed their babies for very long. And if mum has good milk, if there's not much food availability, or if they don't go hand in hand, or she doesn't have another baby, it can vary. But books will say around about 2-ish years, 2, 3, 2, somewhere around there. Actually, I've got a... I was actually that was now... Is a Safari Companion, a guide to watching African mammals. Got some brilliant insight into it, but it was published in 1999. So let's have a look and see what it actually says in here. Let's see how far off I was. Carnivores. There's elephants. Can't see elephants in here, that's not very helpful. Gazelles, antelopes, hartebeest, horse antelopes, buffalo, giraffe, hippopotamus, rhinos, zebras and asses, mongoose. Oh, elephant, there we go. 223. See, I'm sure you can all hear, I'm literally flicking through a book. Where it lives, activity, reproduction. Well, that's interesting. Oh, okay. Calves small enough to walk under mother at first year. So that's probably where I got that from. So if this says this, then if they can walk under their mother, they are under a year old. Remain in constant touch. If one strays over 20 yards away, it is retrieved. But this is interesting. Okay. A 9-year-old spends half its time within 5 yards of its mother's side, 5 to 6 years after winning. Closely related females cross-suckle each other's calves. Some cows keep lactating indefinitely. I don't think I've ever heard that before. And that's come from a very reputable guide to African animals, but it doesn't say how long they suckle for. I've never heard that before. There we go. This is why we never stop reading. Let me try a different book. Sounds like this book is also not wanting to say how long they suckle for. You see, everything depends on everything else. Lucy Cordy, how many times does an elephant defecate in a day? As I'm looking at this book, I can see a bull elephant may expel 155 kilograms of dung in a day. But that doesn't clarify on how many occasions. It's got to be quite a lot. Let's work backwards. So let's pretend. So we'll go on a big bull. So let's do the maths on it. How much, Lucy? I don't think I've ever done this. So let's go on a big bull. So 150 kilograms of dung. How much do I think a big pile of elephant dung weighs? 3 kilograms maybe? So let's guess, Lucy, that a big elephant bull poops 150 kilograms of dung a day, and let's guess that an average big elephant poo weighs 3 kilograms. That would make 50. Would defecate 50 times a day. That's quite a lot. But that's guessing there, Lucy. Duncan, how many sets of teeth do elephant have? They get through 6 sets of teeth in a lifetime, and they sort of move on they're not all there. There's a brilliant elephant museum at Letaba if anyone is ever interested in seeing life-size working models of how elephants' teeth work. So they're not all sitting there. They sort of grow and break through almost like a conveyor system. So they get through or use up 6 sets of molars in a lifetime, Duncan. Jive Bunny, you've been watching on TV. Lovely to hear Kelly helping everyone with questions. It's a pleasure, Jive Bunny. I'd never heard that female elephants can lactate indefinitely. And this is a reputable book. I try and use either reputable resources or peer-reviewed papers, things like that now, because I don't trust anything you can find on the internet a lot of the time anymore. But it's a pleasure. I enjoy learning these questions. Also keep my mind ticking over as well. Kendra E. Moya, you just had a mother-daughter set of strays, both pregnant, and they did this. They babysat for each other's kittens. Yes, I know lions definitely do it. There are various animals that I was aware of that did it, but I don't think I was aware. If someone said, do elephants allosuckle, I'd have to check. I don't think it's particularly common. I'm not sure. I've never really thought about it. That's one of the things I enjoy about the show. Jive Bunny, it has indeed been an elephant-tastic waterhole show so far. There have been elephants for days. But interesting you say that, Kendra. Yeah, lions are known for allosuckling. Spas, you're saying nice to see a lady with some elephants. What a lovely sighting. Reading is always mandatory for a naturalist job, I would say. It absolutely is, Spas. And if you don't use it, you lose it. So it's brilliant to keep stuff quick and keep researching. Google says 12 to 15 times a day. One elephant dung dropping can weigh anywhere between 15 and 100 kilograms. Really? 100? No, I don't believe one elephant. See, this is why I sometimes don't trust things. There's no way an elephant dropping could weigh 100 kilograms. I'm going hard no on that. There is no. That's like 2 times me. No, I dispute that. I'm going to go maybe more than 3. Let me come back to you tomorrow, guys. I'm going to do lots of research on elephant poop. That is my job for the day. And it's a pleasure, Duncan. Thanks for the information. I'm going to come back to you on elephant poop scenarios tomorrow. In the meantime, let's go across to, I think it was it? I can't remember. I've been talking for so long, FC. We're going to go somewhere else. They did tell me where we are going, but I have long since forgotten. Camelthorn? I think it was maybe Camelthorn. Camelthorn, there we go. Ah, see, this confuses me less. The hippos are lying down, fairly standard behaviour. Camelthorn farmstead in Botswana. Camelthorn, Acacia Eriloba, well, used to be Acacia eriloba, I believe named so because the seed pods look like ears. Acacia or Senegalia eriloba, due to the shape of the seed pods. They look like seals or something. I'm now completely freaked out that someone's saying that an elephant poo can weigh 100 kilograms. I don't believe that. See, this book says a bull elephant can expel up to 155 kilograms of dung in a day. I totally believe that.
This is an unbelievable afternoon.
Step away from your daily stress and escape into nature with Wild Earth. Immerse yourself in the wilderness and become part of the natural landscape. Watch as everything comes alive. Join us as we slow down our thoughts, put aside our distractions, and reconnect with the wild.
I'm surprised by that. Please send in via any of your normal communication channels. How long do you think an elephant's tail is? No cheating. Oh, Jonathan Smith, you said, okay, that lines up. Yesterday someone mentioned, send in your thoughts. How long is an elephant's tail? wildearth.tv/questions. Okay, I would like everyone to send in your thoughts on, and no cheating, how long is an elephant's tail? Send your thoughts through on WhatsApp +27 78 630 2336. How long is an elephant's tail? No cheating. I've just seen it in a book and I'm quite surprised. Send your length of an elephant tail through on #WildEarth or scan the QR code on your screens. Okay, Jonathan Smith, that lines up. Yesterday someone mentioned about once every 45 minutes. I think maybe my 3 kilograms for an elephant poop was possibly undersized. But you agree, Jonathan Smith, 100 kilograms, that's like a Jurassic Park scene. I think I was probably too low on 3 kilograms. when I think of some of the piles of elephant poop I've seen. Okay, Davy Man McGee, you've shoveled it up, but anything like 100 kilograms for one animal, that's scary. Yeah, I agree. Kendra E. Moya, it seems like investigating scat is part of the job. Got to check out the footage. 100%. Scatology is actually the study of scat, and let me get it. Scat is carnivore poop. Dung is herbivore poop, and I think feces is omnivore poop. I heard the other day. Okay, Sandy Franklin, you are saying 2 feet. 2 feet, I'm going to have to convert that back, Sandy Franklin. I think that's about... Karen, you're saying 2 meters. Let me sort feet out. 2 feet, I need to put it in meters. Sandy Franklin, sorry. Ah, look at the little hippo. I think I saw this little guy yesterday. Oh, that's confusing. There's a tiny little hippo. Okay, we have got more shouts for how long is an elephant's tail. Mr. Elemental, 150 centimetres, Moonbeam Smith. Well, it's long enough to reach its spine. Indeed it is. Definitely long enough to reach its spine. We've got a shout for 3 to 4 feet. Let me find a conversion thing. Okay, so feet. 2 feet. Sandy Franklin 69 is 60 centimetres. No, it's 60 centimetres? Yeah, 60 centimetres. Melanistic Marble 75 centimetres. Kendra E. Moya, you're saying 3 to 4 feet, so let's say 3.5. That is 106 centimetres. From Tatenda Fortune, elephant's tail is 1.5 metres. Tatenda Fortune, you are spot on. So that said Mr. Elemental as well, 150 centimetres. That's longer than I thought it was going to be. That's like the size of me. Oh, I'm 163 centimetres, but I didn't feel like it would be that long. Mr. Elemental, Kelly, did I ever tell us how many zebra were in the reserve? I was way off, I think. I think I did a Howard Earth Candy 1 metre. Yeah, 1.5 metres, Candy. And that's longer than I thought it would be. I thought it would be closer to a metre. Mr. Elemental, I was like really far off. And I think I said there was like 2,000 or 3,000 or something. And I think it turned out to be like 15,000 zebra or something ridiculous. And I proved yet again why I don't like to guess numbers or anything else when I'm doing this show live, because I'm invariably wrong. That's something that I don't mind admitting. Duncan, where do hippos give birth? In water, on land? They give birth in the water. Ah, there's an even smaller one back there. They do most things in the water, Duncan. From mating, little ones can suckle in the water. Oh, we're all over the elephant poop now. Shandy Guzula, while we're on the subject, do elephants get constipated? I'm going to say no, because how have we got onto this fairly in-depth subject of poop? Oh, this is where this fish eagle was randomly jumping off the bank to catch fish yesterday. That was fascinating. I'm going to guess no, because from what I understand, I suppose it could be lack of moisture that could happen. But it tends to be when diets aren't correct that things get constipated. And elephants' diets are always correct because they're in the wild. Oh, there's a couple of big crocodiles over there. So I'm going to guess no on do elephants get constipated. Did anyone see the outcome of what that fish eagle was doing here yesterday? Anyone there at FC? I would have... There's a few crocodiles there. I would have loved to know if that fish eagle managed to catch that fish by pouncing on it as opposed to swooping and grabbing. Mayesh, yes, you were completely correct. Elephant's tail, 1.5 metres. It's weird. I thought it would be smaller than that. Well, I suppose when you think of scale, but it looks small and not very long against that big grey butt. But I suppose it is a very big grey butt. But these crocodiles are also snoozing nicely today. But if anyone saw the outcome of that hunting fish eagle yesterday, I would be fascinated to know, because I found that highly entertaining. I've never I've never watched a fish eagle hunt like that before. Oh, there's quite a few crocodiles here. I believe this is where the crocodile cave is. Is that the crocodile cave? Or is that the crocodile cave further up? Is that little hole there? David Mann McGee, yes. I also would have thought they'd get enough fibre not to. Plenty of fibre. If you've ever seen elephants poop, then you will know they are full of fibre. Oh, is that the croc cave? That looks like a nice little... Ah, there's the croc cave. That's a fabulous little spot they've found there. This is actually a super camera, this Camelthorne farmstead in Botswana. Jonathan Smith, poop unites us all. It does. Poop does indeed unite us all. Oh, I was supposed to be looking in this book.
I feel it is a rosetted morning for us. So yes, let's see what we can find.
South Africa's wild places are closer than you think, because Federal Airlines brings them to you. From the calm of our FedAir lounge to the smooth boarding of our trusted fleet, we take care of the journey so you can enjoy the adventure. Our flights go beyond the ordinary, connecting you to South Africa's most remote and extraordinary locations. Federal Airlines, your gateway to the South African wild.
My full name is Emojis Tikani. Best part of my job is coming to see nature. Worst part of my job is logging. That's the worst thing ever, because you have to log amount of footage. You sit in front of that computer and yeah, you think of deleting the footage, but no, they need the footage. If I want a camel, probably a soccer player. I know some people don't believe me, but I'm very good, and I'm very fast.
Davy Man McGee. Ellies have the longest tail of any mammal, but beaten by the reptilians. Did I know that? I don't think I did, but it would make sense. They are the biggest mammal, so they'd also need a really big tail. Right, let me do my elephant poo maths before the end of the show. I think we have about 6 minutes left. So let's say let's do it by 20. Okay, so if they poop 150 kilograms in a day 20 times, that must mean each poop is 7.5 kilograms. That seems reasonable. I said 3, but I underestimated. But 100. This is why I don't necessarily trust Google. So yeah, let's go with the numbers. They poop 150 a day. They poop 20 times a day, and each poop weighs 7.5 kilograms. I think these guinea fowl are upset by these fish eagles here. That's probably what's making them alarm call. Okay, interesting that this fish eagle was again hunting, or at least doing something at the side of this water. But for the last few minutes, let's pop over to cheetahs, and we will see what's happening on our fabulous cheetah camera with those little ones and Mama Tammy across there at HESC, or the Hoedspruit Endangered Species Centre. Look, that one has just crashed out straight over her. At least she knows where she is. At least Mama knows that little one's definitely present. A nice shot of her pads there, her underpaws. We often talk about how the cats have 3 lobes, but cheetah are one of the only cats where you can see claws. If you look at her under her pad there, you can see those 3 lobes on her pad, and you can also see those claws. She is such a good mama, hey, letting little one draped across her there. Kaz, you're asking, does Tammy ever need to run in the compound at all? You were just wondering. To be honest, Kaz, I've never been here, so I don't know what the setup is here. I have as much information as you as to what the setup is here. I do know that these little cheetahs have got those beautiful, furry, fluffy little backs though. Spas, you're saying it's so cute to see Tammy and the cubs sleeping with her. And I'm glad you've enjoyed the show, Spas. Really glad you have enjoyed all of the sightings today. It's definitely been an elephant kind of day. Melanistic Marble. Tammy! Ah, look at the little one. Yes, melanistic marble Tammy with her little cutie cubbies indeed that are growing rapidly, nearly 2 months old now. Thank you all so much for joining this afternoon. We only have a couple of minutes left. Deb D. Davis, what an ingenious way to get rocked to sleep, indeed. And looks like she's done a great job. That little one is flat out there, snuggled in the crook of her back leg there. It's a pleasure, Deb D. Davis. It's been a pleasure watching all of the cameras today. It's been a pleasure hearing everyone's input and thoughts and comments on what we have been seeing. It makes all the difference to me. Duncan, I'm glad you've enjoyed the show. See you next time. I will indeed be back tomorrow, and I faithfully promise I will not make any more ridiculous noises without a full 10-second heads up trigger warning next time. I hope you can all join again tomorrow. I will be back same time, same place. If you are heading off out for the weekend, then enjoy whatever it is you are doing. Please stay safe out there. I look forward to hearing from everyone again tomorrow. I am pretty sure we will be seeing some elephants and maybe talking about more poop, if you are very, very lucky. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. Keep enjoying those cameras, and hopefully I will hear from you all again very, very soon. Take care.
Welcome to Safari Spotlight. We'll be discovering real wildlife gems of South Africa. This is a virtual safari filled with beauty, wildlife, and stories. We're going to be visiting unique and diverse reserves, spending time with famous animal characters, and learning some real conservation stories. So remember, if any of the locations featured on Safari Spotlight interest you, our experts at Wild Earth Travel are standing by to make your dreams come true.